It seems to be a new trend to just LARP anime. Many people talk about anime that they just straight up have not seen or have not read / watched all of and act like they know everything about it. Well, in today's video, my name is Birthroad and we're going to be looking at the top 10 most LARPed anime. If you're wondering why my sleeve is like this, I just got a fresh tattoo and it is hurting. So yeah, but let's get straight into it. First, we'll start off with an honorable mention. Now, I am a little bit upset because I recorded this and my audio got deleted. So anyway, we have honorable mention here. We're going to start with Devil May Cry. Now, I explained this originally and my explanation was that the anime isn't necessarily LARPed, but a lot of the people that hate on this anime do low-key LARP. Because a lot of them are like, oh, it's not like the games, it doesn't follow the games exactly. Ask them how many of the games they played. Ask them how many they beat. Ask them if, they have even played any of the games. Because most of them just straight up haven't. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people that complain about the Devil May Cry not following the games, they haven't even played the games. Or they played like one or two of the games. Like, you're LARPing. You don't really know what you're talking about. But obviously, this is kind of an honorable mention, so we'll move on pretty quickly. Now at number 10 here, we have Death Note. Now this one is pretty low because I feel like for Death Note, most of it does not get LARPed. The only thing that does is when it comes to talking about Light. I feel like a lot of people talk about Light a lot, even if they've never even seen Death Note. I see a lot of people like rating Light, talking about Light, comparing him to other people, and they've never seen the show. So for me, it's like, it's not LARPed that much, but a lot of people do talk about Light and don't really know what they are talking about. Now, I will say if your show is getting LARPed or if your character is getting LARPed, it normally means it's pretty good, right? So I guess take it as a compliment, but it can be pretty annoying. Now, before we move on to number 9, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe, please. It helps me out a lot. I upload anime videos 3 times a week, so there's something for you to enjoy. Also, I have my Discord in the description. Once I hit 50 members, I'm going to be making a video with you guys, and I love talking about anime with y'all, so please join. But at number 9 here, we have D.Gray-man. Now, the reason I have D.Gray-man on here is because it's not really the most popular show. However, a lot of people that have watched it or have tried to watch it or know what it is, they act like they have seen it or many different things. Like when people talk to D.Gray-man with me, they normally are overrating and glazing it, mainly because it's niche and it kind of looks cool. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's niche and looks cool, makes them feel some kind of way. But then if you ask them like how much they've seen, they either have seen none of it or they have seen just a fraction of it. And to me, it doesn't really make sense, in my opinion. This isn't a show to LARP. Yes, it does look cool, but I watched the show. It is just okay. Like, it's not anything crazy, but a lot of people I talk to about it, they just straight up haven't seen it and glaze it, or they've just seen some of it and glaze it. So I don't really get it, but yeah, I'd say it's pretty LARPed. Next up at number 8, though, we have Rurouni Kenshin. Now, this is like kind of an older thing. Like, Rurouni Kenshin has not really been talked about that much as of late. However, before, like a few years ago and stuff, people used to talk about Rurouni Kenshin a lot, being like, oh, it was the inspiration behind so many things. It's such a classic. It's like one of the first /anime /manga to really like break the mold or whatever and really change the game. All that's not true at all. I mean, it probably did inspire some stuff, not gonna lie, but after like watching it and reading some of it, it's just not true at all, which I get that's kind of an opinion thing. However, many people talk about the show and say those things about it and they've never seen it and they've never even like tried to watch it, which I get why people don't. I mean, the creator's a piece of shit, but people back then used to say a lot of stuff about it and it was like, you just have never seen the show. And that is true. Like most people that were talking big on Rurouni Kenshin back in the day, they had never seen the show at all. It's not even like they tried to watch it. They have just never seen it and are sitting over here glazing it, talking about like they know what it is and they have no idea. Next up at 7, though, we have all of the big 3. Now, I feel like these kind of need to go into one because they are all pretty similar. For example, skipping any arc, I would consider you a LARPer. Like, if you skip Skypiea, you're a One Piece LARPer. Like, I don't care, bro. That's a part of the story, and you were just skipping it. Same with Bleach. I mean, let's be honest, most people skip a lot of arcs in Bleach. Or not most people, I should say a lot of people do. Especially, like, I'm going to skip the Fullbringer arc. I'm not going to lie. I'm not watching that shit. I'm just not. I heard it's terrible, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not really enjoying the build-up to it. So, yeah, not going to be watching that. So you can call me a Bleach LARPer. I don't care. You also have people just, like, they're very popular. They're 3 of the most popular anime ever. You're just going to have people that are just lying and say they know shit about it when they really don't. So yeah, I feel like all the big 3 deserves a spot. Next up at number 6, though, we have Dragon Ball. This is similar to like what I was saying with skipping arcs. A lot of people that have watched Dragon Ball have never seen the original. The original is super important to the story. It is probably the most story-focused part of Dragon Ball. most people have never seen it. Like, it is a way bigger example of the One Piece one, because skipping Skypiea, you can still know a lot of stuff. But skipping the original Dragon Ball, like, you are just LARPing Dragon Ball. Like, you don't even know, like, the backstory at all behind half of the characters. Like, to me, yeah, that's just top tier LARPing. Also, again, it's another super popular one, so you know people are going to pretend like they know what they're talking about. Top 5 here. We're breaking into the top 5. We have Fate. Now, this one is a by default kind of LARPing, because there's two ways you can look about it. You either have to watch every single Fate show to not be considered a LARPer, which, let's be honest, most people are not doing that. Or you have to watch the canon universe, which even then, most people aren't doing that, which is Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited, or Fate Stay Night, then Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is pretty much the same show, but apparently you're supposed to watch both of them. And then you have 3 movies as well to watch after that. That is the canon universe. So it depends on the way you look at it, but at the end of the day, you're just most likely not going to watch all of these unless if you are a massive Fate fan. So most people who have even seen Fate, like I've seen Fate Zero, I thought it was good. I will probably finish the canon timeline and nothing else. Like, people can consider me a LARPer then, because if I were to talk about like other stuff. So a lot of people with Fate, that you just can't watch all of it. So a lot of people will start talking about things they just haven't seen, because a lot of Fate, it's not connected. And I wouldn't say it's not worth watching, but there's no reason to watch, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's like kind of automatic LARP. Next up at number 4, we have Chainsaw Man. I mean, Chainsaw Man fans, you would swear these people are just reading or watching a different thing than you. Like, it genuinely makes no sense. The big reason I put it this high is because I had a take on TikTok that people were disagreeing with, and it's just literally not refutable. Like, it's not an opinion. Like, I said Denji is a gooner, and so many people are like, oh no, that's wrong, he's not a gooner, he's not a gooner. He literally is, but they're like, oh, he's not a gooner, he's a victim. Since when could you not be both? Like, he is definitely both. But people, I swear, like, when you talk to them about Chainsaw Man, they have clearly never watched it, or they've clearly never read it. They clearly just look at the fucking memes or synopsis or takes on TikTok, and that's all they see. A lot of people that talk about Chainsaw Man don't know shit about it. Like, it's honestly concerning. Like, why are you talking about it? But there's a worse example of this later on. But we'll move on to number 3, which is Pokemon. Now, Pokemon, it's similar to Fate. There's so much to watch. You're most likely not going to watch it all. The only way I see somebody watching all of Pokemon is if they are either the biggest diehard Pokemon fan ever, which still watching all the shows is a little crazy, or they were born a little bit younger and went back and watched them all. Because like Sun and Moon, I don't think I could ever watch Sun and Moon. I've watched almost every Pokemon series. I tried Sun and Moon. I just can't. I literally can't watch it. It's so bad. So unless if you were like a kid during the really, really bad times, like it's going to be hard. But there's even old ones that are bad too. So it's like, Pokemon's hard because you're most likely never going to watch all of it. And then when you talk about it, obviously it's all kind of connected. So like if you talk about one part of the show and then there's another show that's also connected to it, like you are kind of just, it's automatic LARP again, because you're just not going to watch it all. Now we move on to number 2. This is basically Chainsaw Man, but 100 times worse. We have JJK. I think everybody knew this would be pretty high. I feel like most JJK fans just get their information about the show from TikTok edits and spoilers. Most of them have not seen the show. Most of them have not read the manga. I mean, there's a literal meme for JJK talking about, we don't know how to read. It is really bad. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. How is there something that is worse than JJK? Trust me, there is. However, one last thought about JJK is that it is just ridiculous. The show is not long at all. It's very accessible to watch, and yet so many people still LARP it. Next up at number 1, this is personally my second favorite show of all time, so I know the fan base is terrible and they LARP so much. We have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I swear, dude, talking to the average JoJo fan, they have not seen the entire show. They have not read any of the manga, and yet they will still talk to you about it like they know anything that's going on, and they don't. They have no clue. A big example of this, and this is on like some of my YouTube videos, I've mentioned it, and this is a literal fact. Well, I shouldn't say literal fact because I guess they would have to prove it, but it is like 99.9% chance this is true. And I would say that like Jesus is not the strongest character in JoJo's, and I get so many people arguing with me, and it's like, what could possibly make you think Jesus is the strongest? You take all the stands that belong to Jesus, he's not beating Giorno. There's no shot he's beating Giorno. He's not beating Silver Cherry Requiem. He's probably not even beating Gappy. He might even lose to Weather Report. Like, don't get me wrong, Jesus is strong. He's probably top 10, but every time you mention it, people are like, no, he's the strongest. He's the strongest. He's the original Joestar. That's also not true. Like, they don't read. He's not the original Joestar, and he's not the strongest. He's neither of those, and yet people still think, like, they just don't read, and it pisses me off. And it's not even about reading either. Like, The anime too. Many people don't even watch half the freaking anime and they talk about it. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. It just genuinely makes no sense and is mind-blowing to me. Now, I get some people say Jesus is the strongest because they're real life faith. Guess what, buddy? It's a fucking show. This isn't the real Jesus Christ, okay? He loses to Giorno. I'm sorry. He gets mogged by Giorno, bro. Like, it's not comparable. Like, it really just pisses me off that this is the second greatest show of all time, in my opinion, and the fan base is full of a bunch of idiots. Like, read and watch the show or don't talk about it. Like, it is so stupid. I don't know. They just say the dumbest things ever. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. You know, like I said, I upload anime videos 3 times a week. And if you're at this point in the video, you clearly like it. So please, please help me out. Again, Discord in the description, Twitch in the description. I do stream a lot as well. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the future. Peace.